Where's my kids? Where's my kids? Hi. Hey guys. Hey guys, it's Nonna. Hey. It's so good to see you. So good everybody have a nice bath? Did you have a nice relaxing bath? Yeah. Just scrub your hair, right? Like scrub your face, right? And what else? Scrub. Right, the 13 important parts. That's what my grandmother used to say. Yeah. I don't remember what the 13 were, but they were all the stinky bits. Did you clean all the stinky bits? You did? Good. You're my good kids. All right, let's see. Who do I see? Is everybody there? There's my Jojo. My Gianna. Yeah, Gianna, which PJs you got on, babe? Oh, very nice. Very nice. I like a good princess nightgown myself. Yeah. Okay. I see Tyler. Hi, Tyler. Hi, baby. How you doing, Ty? Are you good? Yeah. Oh, Nonna misses you guys so much. Yeah. Yeah, where's Madison? Where's my Maddie girl? She's coming? Okay. Oh, I have a good story for you guys tonight. This is so nice. I'm really enjoying reading the bedtime stories to you guys. Yeah. I miss you. I can't believe we're not going to be together for Easter. Hi, Maddie. Hi, babe. Look at how big you're getting. You're all going to be so tall when I get there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, sweetie. I don't know. You know, we have to find out when it's going to be safe. Yeah. Yeah. Now, did you get, I sent boxes. Did everybody get the box? Oh, baby's with me. Do you want to see baby? Baby, you want to say hi to the kids? Come here. Come here, baby. Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come on. Come on. You know how much Maddie loves you. Come here. Oh, she's such a big girl. Oh, oof. She's getting so big. You want to say hello? You're not going to say hello? You're not going to purr? Are you going to purr or meow or anything? No? Nothing for the kids? Aw. She's not feeling it tonight, Maddie, but she says hi. She says hi, Maddie. Meow, meow, Maddie. Yeah. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. All the kids. Meow, meow. Mommy. What's the matter, huh? What's the matter, you? All right. Yeah, you want to sit up here? You can sit here. You can sit here. Just don't knock over my iPad. But don't mess up the computer. All right? Okay. Yeah, now we're going to have that. It's silly, right? It's silly. I got a cat's tail in my face. Yeah. That's life with baby. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I bring her down to the community room all the time now. No, there's nobody here. No, I turn on the fire. And this is like my little area. I swear, it's like when this is over, I'm going to like, and people start using this room again, I'm going to get annoyed. But I won't be here. I will be back home. Right? Yeah. So I sent the package. All right. Yeah, I sent packages to each house. Yeah. And you guys have got hot chocolate. Oh, you guys got juice. You give them juice before bed. Well, I guess yeah, they both have sugar. I don't know. I think juice before bed made my kids pee. Yeah. Milk or hot chocolate, not so much. Doesn't go through you the same. And baby wants to say hello. Yeah. So, all right. So, in the package. So you got this. All right. So, kids, listen to Norna. All right. Well, no, I just want them to be careful. So I sent you guys a bunch of masks. I know you can't get them up there. Yeah. So I sent you a bunch of these mists. These are not the ones that the doctors, need to use. These are just so, a little something, if you have to go out. But you're not taking the kids out anywhere, right? No, okay, you guys are staying home? Good. Baby, what are you doing? What is she doing? All right. Okay. All right. Everybody get comfortable. You got get your blankies. Got your blankies and your pillows. All right. Who's doing a sleepover? Who's doing a sleepover in the living room tonight? Anybody doing a sleepover? No. You should let them do that. That's fun. I got my blankie. I got my snuggie blankie. I love my snuggie blankie. It's so soft. And I have a kitten with a big fat behind. I know you don't like it when I say you have a fat behind, but sweetie, you have a fat behind. All right. Okay, so tonight's story is one of my absolute favorites from when my Nonna used to read to me. Yeah. And, what, Steph? No, it's not scary. These are fairy tales. They're not scary, right, kids? Right? Yeah, that's not scary. What are you doing? You want to say hello to everybody? All right. So these are not scary. These are stories like my... You're going to knock everything off the table, aren't you? Oh, this cat, I swear. These are stories like my Nonna used to read to me. They are not scary. They are no scarier than a Disney movie stuff. Disney movies are like, sometimes they terrify me. Okay. This is called... All right. Now, this is by the Brothers Grimm. These are people who wrote the original fairy tales. Okay, these are so good. It's so good. Baby wants to read it. She's like rubbing it. You know why? No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why she wants my iPad. There's a game on here that she plays where she catches the fish with her paw. She wants to play with the fish. You cannot play with the fish right now. Okay. So, whoops. What did I do? No. Okay. This is called Snow White and Rose Red. This is a different Snow White. This is not baby. You. Now she's making the ads come up. I swear, you cannot make this up. Don't mess this up. Okay. All right, so this is different Snow White. This is not Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Okay, kids? All right. Are you ready? Is that big out blanket? Are you ready? A blanket and a pillow? Who's got a stuffy? You got your stuffed animals? Okay. All right. I don't have a stuffed animal. I have a real animal who is being a big pain in my behind. All right. Once upon a time, a poor widow once lived in a little cottage. In front of the cottage was a garden in which were growing 2 rose trees. One of these bore white roses and the other red. See? She had 2 children who resembled the roses. One was called Snow White and the other Rose Red. What are you doing, baby? And they were as religious and loving. Oh, what? She had 2 children who resembled the rose trees. One was called Snow White and the other Rose Red. And they were as religious and loving, busy and untiring as any 2 children ever were. Snow White was more gentle and quieter than her sister, who liked better skipping about the field, seeking flowers, and catching summer birds, while Snow White stayed at home with her mother, either helping her in her work or, when that was done, reading aloud. The 2 children had the greatest affection for one another. They were always seen hand in hand, and should Snow White say to her sister, "We will never separate," the other would reply, "Not while we live," the mother adding, "That which one has, let her always share with the other." They constantly ran together in the woods, collecting ripe berries, but not a single animal would have injured them. Quite the reverse. They all felt the greatest esteem for the young creatures. The hare came to eat parsley from their hands, the deer grazed by their side, the stag bounded past them unheeding. The birds likewise did not stir from the bough, but sang in entire security. No mischance befell them. If benighted in the wood, they lay down on the moss to repose and sleep till morning, and their mother was satisfied as to their safety and felt no fear about them. Once, when they had spent the night in the wood, and the bright sunrise awoke them, they saw a beautiful child in a snow-white robe, shining like diamonds, sitting close by to the spot where they had been reposed. She arose when they opened their eyes and looked kindly at them, but said no word, and passed from their sight into the wood. When the children looked around, they saw they had been sleeping on the edge of a precipice and would surely have fallen off if they had gone forward 2 steps further into the darkness. Their mother said the beautiful child must have been the angel who keeps watch over the good children. Snow White and Rose Red kept their mother's cottage so clean that it gave pleasure only to look in. In summertime, Rose Red attended to the house, and every morning before her mother awoke, placed by her bed a bouquet which had in it a rose from each of the rose trees. In wintertime, Snow White set light to the fire and put on the kettle after polishing until it was like gold for brightness. In the evening, when the snow was falling, her mother would bid her bolt the door, and then, sitting by the hearth, the good widow would read aloud to them from a big book while the little girls were spinning. Close by them lay a lamb and a white pigeon with its head tucked under its wing, and it was on a perch behind. One evening, as they were all sitting cozily together like this, there was a knock on the door, as if someone wished to come in. "Make haste, Rose Red," said her mother. "Open the door. It is surely some traveler seeking shelter." Rose Red accordingly pulled back the bolt, expecting to see some poor man. But it was nothing of the kind. It was a bear that thrust his big black head in the open door. Rose Red cried out and sprang back. The lamb bleated, the dove fluttered her wings, and Snow White hid herself behind her mother's bed. The bear began speaking and said, "Do not be afraid. I will not do you any harm. I am half frozen and would like to warm myself a little at your fire." "Poor bear," the mother replied. "Come in and lie by the fire. Only be careful that your hair is not burnt." Then she called Snow White and Rose Red, telling them that the bear was kind and would not harm them. They came as she bade them, and presently the lamb and the dove also drew near without fear. "Children," begged the bear, "knock some of the snow off my coat." So they brought the broom and brushed the bear's coat quite clean. The brush on a bear. After that, he stretched himself out in front of the fire and pleased himself by growling a little, only to show that he was happy and comfortable. Before long, they were all quite good friends, and the children began to play with their unlooked-for visitor, pulling his thick fur or placing their feet on his back or rolling him over and over. Then they took a slender hazel twig, using it upon his thick coat, and they laughed when he growled. The bear permitted them to amuse themselves in this way, only occasionally calling out when it went a little too far, children, spare me an inch of life." When it was night and all were making ready to go to bed, the widow told the bear, "You may stay here and lie by the hearth if you like, so that you will be sheltered from the cold and from the bad weather." The offer was accepted. But when morning came, as the day broke in the east, the two children led him out, and over the snow he went back into the wood. After this, every evening at the same time, the bear came, lay by the fire, and allowed the children to play with him. So they became quite fond of their curious playmate, and the door was not ever bolted in the evening until he had appeared. When springtime came, all around began to look green and bright. One morning the bear said to Snow White, "I must leave you, and all the summer long I shall not be able to come back." "Where then are you going, dear bear?" asked Snow White. "I have to go to the woods to protect my treasure from the bad dwarfs. In the winter time, when the earth is frozen hard, they must remain underground and cannot make their way through. But now that the sunshine has thawed the earth, they can come to the surface, and whatever gets into their hands or is brought to their caves seldom, if ever, again sees daylight." Snow White was very sad when she said goodbye to the good-natured beast and unfastened the door that he might go. But in going out, he was caught by a hook on the lintel and a scrape of his fur being torn. Snow White thought there was something shining like gold through the rent, but he went out so quickly that she could not feel certain what it was, and soon he was hidden among the trees. One day, the mother sent her children into the wood to pick up sticks. They found a big tree lying on the ground. It had been felled. And towards the roots, they noticed something skipping and springing which they could not make out, as it was sometimes hidden in the grasses. As they came nearer, they could see it was a dwarf, with a shriveled up face and a snow-white beard. The beard was fixed in a gash in the tree trunk, and the tiny fellow was hopping to and fro like a dog at the end of a string, but he could not manage to free himself. He stared at the children with his red, fiery eyes and called out, "Why are you standing there? Can't you come to help me?" "What are you doing, little fellow?" inquired Rose Red. "Stupid, inquisitive goose," replied the dwarf. "I meant to split the trunk so I could chop it up for kitchen sticks. Big logs would burn up the small quality of food we cook. For people like us do not consume great heaps of food as you heavy, greedy folk do. The billhook I had driven in, and soon I should have done what I required, but the tool suddenly sprang from the cleft, which so quickly shut up again that it caught my handsome white beard. And here I must stop, for I cannot set myself free, you stupid, pale-faced creatures. You laugh, do you?" In spite of the dwarf's bad temper, the girls took all possible pains to release the little man. But without avail, the beard could not be moved. It was wedged too tightly. "I will run and get someone else," said Rose Red. "Idiot," cried the dwarf. "Who would go and get more people? Already there are too many. Can't you think of something better?" "Don't be so impatient," said Snow White. "I will try to think." She clapped her hands as if she had discovered a remedy, and took out her scissors, and in a moment set the dwarf free by cutting the end of his beard. Immediately, the dwarf felt that he was free. He seized a sack full of gold that was hidden amongst the tree roots, and lifting it up, grumbled out, "Clumsy creatures, to cut off a bit of my beautiful beard, of which I am so proud. I leave the cuckoos to pay you for what you did." Saying this, he swung the sack over his shoulder and went out without even casting a glance at the children. I see some eyes are getting heavy. It's okay to close your eyes. I'm reading a story. There's no pictures. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and get comfortable. If you fall asleep, you fall asleep. Not long afterwards, the two sisters went to angle in the brook, meaning to catch fish for dinner. As they were drawing near the water, they perceived something looking like a large grasshopper springing towards the stream as if it were going in. They hurried up to see what it might be and found that it was the dwarf. "Where are you going?" said Rose Red. "Surely you will not jump into the water." "I am not such a simpleton as that," yelled the little man. "Don't you see that wretch of a fish is pulling me in?" The dwarf had been sitting angling from the side of the stream when, by ill luck, the wind had entangled his beard in the line, and just afterwards, a big fish taking the bait, the unamiable fellow had not sufficient strength to pull it out, so the fish had the advantage and was dragging the dwarf after it. Certainly, he caught at every stalk and spray near him, but that did not assist him greatly. He was forced to follow all the twistings of the fish and was perpetually in danger of being drawn into the brook. The girls arrived just in time. They caught hold of him firmly and endeavored to untwist his beard from the line. But in vain, they were too tightly entangled. There was nothing left but again to make use of the scissors. So they were taken out, and the tangled portion was cut off. When the dwarf noticed what they were about, he exclaimed in great rage, "Is this how you damage my beard? Not content with making it shorter before, you are now making it still smaller and completely spoiling it. I shall not ever dare to show my face to my friends. I wish you had missed your way before you took this road." Then he fetched a sack of pearls that lay among the rushes, and not saying another word, hobbled off and disappeared behind a large stone. Soon after this, it chanced that the poor widow sent her children to the town to purchase cotton, needles, ribbon, and tape. The way to the town ran over a common on which in every direction large masses of rocks were scattered about. The children's attention was soon attracted to a big bird that hovered in the air. They remarked that after circling slowly for some time and gradually getting nearer to the ground, it all of a sudden pounced down amongst a mass of rock. Instantly, a heart-rending cry reached their ears, and running quickly to the place, they saw with horror that the eagle had seized their former acquaintance, the dwarf, and was just about to carry him off. The girls did not hesitate for an instant. They took firm hold of the little man and strove so stoutly with the eagle for possession of his contemplated prey that after much rough treatment on both sides, the dwarf was left in the hands of his brave little friends, and the eagle took off. As soon as the little man had in some measure recovered from his alarm, his small, squeaky, cracked voice was heard saying, "Couldn't you have held me more gently? See my little coat. You have rent and damaged it in a fine manner, you clumsy, officious things." Then he picked up a sack of jewels and slipped out of sight behind a piece of rock. "Oh, I see some sleepy heads. Yeah, go sleep. No, just close your eyes. Yeah." The maidens by this time were quite used to his ungrateful, ungracious ways, so they took no notice of it, but went on their way, made their purchases, and then were ready to return to their happy home. On their way back, suddenly once more they ran across their dwarf friend. Upon a clear space, he had turned out his sack of jewels so that he could count and admire them, for he had not imagined that anybody would so late an hour would be coming across the common. The setting sun was shining upon the brilliant stones, and their changing hues and sparkling rays caused the children to pause and admire them also. "What are you gazing at?" cried the dwarf, at the same time becoming red with rage. "And what are you standing there for, making ugly faces?" It is probable that he might have proceeded in the same complimentary manner, but suddenly a great growl was heard nearby them, and a big black bear joined the party. Up jumped the dwarf in extremest terror, but he could not get to his hiding place. The bear was too close to him, so he cried out in evident anguish, "Dear Mr. Bear, forgive me. I will render to you all my treasure. Just see those precious stones lying there. Grant me my life. What would you do with such an insignificant little fellow? You would not notice me between your teeth. See, though, those two children, they would be delicate morsels and as plump as partridges. I beg you to take them, good Mr. Bear, and let me go." But the bear would not be moved by his speeches. He gave the ill-disposed creature a blow with his paw, and he lay lifeless on the ground. Meanwhile, the maidens were running away, making off for home as well as they could, but all of a sudden they were stopped by a well-known voice that called out, "Snow White, Rose Red, stay. Do not fear. I will accompany you." The bear quickly came towards them, but as he reached their side, suddenly the bear skin slipped to the ground, and there before them was standing a handsome man, completely garmented in gold, who said, "I am a king's son who was enchanted by the wicked dwarf lying over there. He stole my treasure and compelled me to roam the woods, transformed into a big bear until his death should set me free. Therefore, he has only received a well-deserved punishment." Sometime afterwards, Snow White married the prince and Rose Red his brother. They shared between them the enormous treasure the dwarf had collected in his cave, and the old mother spent many happy years with her children, and they all lived happily ever after. Good night, my sweet babies. Nonna loves you. Sweet dreams. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Sweet dreams. Nighty night.